Hello and welcome back to my channel. Jacob Payton here, and I'm going to be talking about The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw. It's kind of a really cool cover. I had no idea what I was getting into. I mean, this is a short novella. It's like 106 pages. I've heard about this. I've heard a lot of people talking about this. I've seen advertisements for it. I know she is also the author of, I think it's called With Blackened Teeth, which I haven't read, but I think it was one of the first Tor Nightfire releases. If it's anything like this book, although I have seen a lot of like mixed reviews on this, but if it's anything like this, I think I'm going to check that out next. And it says, "You may think you know how the fairy tale goes. A mermaid comes to shore and weds the prince. But what fables forget is that mermaids have teeth, and now her daughters have devoured the kingdom and burned it to ashes. On the run, the mermaid is joined by a mysterious plague doctor with a darkness of their own. Deep in the eerie, snow-crusted forest, the pair stumble upon a village of ageless children who thirst for blood, and the three saints who control them. The mermaid and her doctor must embrace the cruelest parts of their true natures if they hope to survive." I enjoyed this immensely. I like fairy tale retellings, especially when they're super dark. So think like Ariel, if you're familiar with The Little Mermaid, except instead of happily ever after, she gets a very controlling, cruel husband that kind of forgets that mermaids eat people. So her children devour the kingdom. That is literally like how the book begins. And then she kind of goes off on this adventure with a very mysterious plague doctor who rarely removes their masks. This is kind of basically a Frankenstein meets The Little Mermaid in the darkest possible way. And I absolutely love that because I did not see that coming. There are some other twists and turns in this book. It is gruesome, it is gory, and it is wonderful. I don't know if this is what the style of fairy tale retelling is, but I enjoyed this a lot. And would 100% read more books that are like this. I would read a series about these two characters. Just everything is so visceral, and especially with how short it is, I found that very surprising. It's very fast-paced. I absolutely devoured this, no pun intended, because there's a lot of devouring that happens in this book. Our main protagonist, the mermaid, does eat people. That's like her whole thing. So yeah, very traditional mermaid in that way. We are kind of told very early on that basically every fairy tale creature to some extent exists in this world, and a lot of people know about them. So while mermaids are very rare to see on land, they're not unheard of, right? People know they exist. I found that very interesting. I enjoyed, like I said, I love this book. I loved the plague doctor as their secret started to come out. I don't really want to spoil that. Like I said, this is a very short read. If, like me, you've seen this pop up or your library has it, because my library had it, go ahead and grab it. I mean, like I said, I read this whole thing in like 2 settings. It's 106 pages, and you get a full story in those 106 pages, let me tell you. Very fun. I kind of hope she does more with these characters. I mean, I'm sure this is probably just a one-off, but a guy can hope, because I do really enjoy this. Yeah, if you're on the fence about this book, go ahead and grab it. I'll probably try to read her other book that she has out, With Blackened Teeth, at some point, because I did enjoy this novella so much. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. It was really good. It's not very long. If you're looking for something to read and you don't have a lot of time throughout the week, but you still want to be able to like sit down and have a really good story without, the shortness of a short story, then I would say go ahead and pick this up. A lot of fun. If you grew up on The Little Mermaid and you've seen Frankenstein and you want to read that mashup, this is where you should go. Also, let me know if you guys know of any other books that kind of are like this. A lot of when I see fairy tale retellings, they all seem to be romance, which is fine. I understand why that is. I understand why that would be very popular in a genre-wise, especially when you consider that all the Disney movies that I grew up on, and a lot of my generation grew up on, are essentially all fairy tale retellings with a romantic main plot. So that's gonna be very familiar to a lot of people. But if you know of like horror fairy tale retellings, especially a series, because like I said, I loved these characters. They felt very familiar and at the same time completely different and completely alien, which I enjoyed. I also loved how grim and dark the world was, because a lot of the things that happen in this book, while they are shocking, they're not shown as surprising, which I very much enjoyed. Yeah, do yourself a favor, go out and read this. If you have read it and you liked it, you didn't like it, you want to talk about it, let me know in the comments. If you know of any other books that are like this, let me know in the comments, especially if they're series. I would love to read a series that's basically a fairy tale retelling of this style in the same sort of like grim dark world, because like I said, this absolutely sucked me in. Just let me know in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.